I'm Marissa from Talk Radio News, and today we're asking average citizens what they think of a possible government shutdown.
Do you think the government will shut down, and are you worried about the impact it will have?
I don't think the overall government will shut down. Obviously, like back in the 90s rather, there were portions of the government that had to close because of the budgetary constraints that our government faced when President Clinton was in office. But I think that, as far as both sides of our political parties choosing to have a shutdown, what they're talking about, I think, yes, it will happen.
It would be distressing to have a government shutdown. It seems like every year we're sort of faced with the same issues, and it just, at this point, seems like, a bit of a game between Republicans and Democrats and using bargaining chips, and it's really unfortunate.
No worries. It's remote. It's not going to happen.
Now, which political party would you blame for that?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily blame any political party, because if the government shuts down, it would be a fault of all political parties, because neither one did their part to try to stop it from happening. I mean, anybody can say, well, Democrats, or what are they doing, or the Republicans, what are they doing, or the non-Republicans, but if a whole government shuts down, I think that's the responsibility of all Democratic parties.
I think it's hard to point fingers exactly. They're here to work together, so you'd like to think that they can go on both sides. There's certainly seemingly some parts of the Republican Party that are using, their opposition to Obamacare in this situation. So,
are you more concerned about the government shutdown or the debt limit not being raised?
My concern is probably about the debt limit situation, only because financially our nation, I don't think, can afford to continue to have our rating lowered because of it, because that's what happened last time. And I think that ultimately that affects local folks like you and I, and our mortgages and our interest rates, and in our ability to continue to operate.
Government shutdown.
You think that has a bigger impact?
Yeah, absolutely.